Good morning and welcome to the Business Standard Morning Show. This is Debarg Sanyal and here are the top stories for the day. India added 200 more tigers in the last 4 years. With this, the total number of big cats prowling its forests has soared past 3,000. Tourists too are foraging these forests to get a glimpse of these elusive animals, contributing to the economy. And the tiger conservation efforts have also given rise to an entire economic ecosystem. So, with India's Tiger Conservation Initiative marking 50 years, Bhashwar Kumar and I explore exactly how large the tiger economy is. Here is what we found out.
Marking the golden jubilee of Project Tiger, Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently visited the Bandipur and Mudumalai tiger reserves in Karnataka for a 20-kilometer safari. This celebratory mood around Project Tiger echoes its roaring success. With 3,167 striped cats in 53 tiger reserves spread across a 75,000 square kilometer area. According to the numbers for the tiger census released by the PM on Sunday, India now accounts for nearly 75% of the world's wild tiger population. And experts point out that India can possibly accommodate another 1,000 to 1,500 tigers.
The areas which are vacant today are in Jharkhand, in Chhattisgarh, in Odisha, and the northeastern states of Arunachal and Mizoram. Now, there are forests there, habitat is available, but tigers are not there, and the primary reason why tigers are not there is because there is very low prey. So if we could restore these forests with prey, tigers could bounce back here, and we could easily add anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 tigers in these areas. The challenge is restoring prey base, basically, and that requires investments to wean off people from bushmeat, and if you can move people out, that would be a great thing.
But restoring the prey base will require relocating villages away from areas earmarked for the new tigers. Villagers will have to be provided incentives. And for that to happen, the project will need more investments. Unfortunately, that is not the case at present. Starting this financial year, the government has merged the funds for Project Tiger and Project Elephant. While the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate saw a 24% increase in allocation in the 2023-24 budget, the allocated budget for Project Tiger has in fact gone down over the years. From an allocation of 350 crore rupees in 2018-19, it has dropped to a budget estimate of 300 crore rupees and an actual expenditure of 188 crore rupees in 2022-23. Meanwhile, even as he launched the Amrit Kal Ka Tiger Vision booklet, which outlines the vision for tiger conservation in the next 25 years, the PM also said, "We do not believe in conflict between ecology and economy, but give importance to coexistence between the two." And promoting that coexistence has already paid rich dividends, as evidenced by the numbers revealed by a 2019 study conducted by the Indian Institute of Forest Management. The study calculated the economic valuation of 10 of India's then 50 tiger reserves. It revealed that for every rupee spent on managing them, the reserves were providing benefits ranging from about 350 rupees to almost 7,500 rupees, both within and outside their premises. The study found that the 10 tiger reserves provided almost 390 crore rupees in tangible benefits such as employment generation, fodder, fishing, fuel wood, bamboo and non-timber forest products, while the Nagarjuna Sagar Sri Sailam Reserve in Andhra Pradesh provided the highest tangible benefits, Dudhwa in Uttar Pradesh provided the lowest. It's not just wildlife tourism that has gained. The 10 reserves also provided over 5,96,000 crore rupees in intangible benefits such as carbon sequestration, water provisioning and purification, climate regulation, and cultural heritage. While Palamu in Jharkhand provided the highest intangible benefits, Panna in Madhya Pradesh provided the lowest. Clearly, the economic benefits from tiger conservation outweigh the costs, providing a good reason to increase tiger numbers further. But before we can reap the downstream benefits, particularly in tourism, we will have to stop the rise of human-tiger conflict.
Where carrying capacity of the tiger reserves has been reached, we need to have mechanisms by which we can control the population in a humane manner. So research and science needs to address other forms of controlling tigers, because hunting, due to our culture and our Wildlife Protection Act, is out of the question. Reproductive control, contraception, these are issues which need to be discussed and formally implemented after research. The gate receipts from tiger reserves need to be shared with the buffer zone communities. This has been mandated in the Tiger Task Force, but in many tiger reserves, it's still to be implemented. So that is one area which needs to be looked into.
For perspective, the total annual benefits from just these 10 tiger reserves amounts to 2.2% of the 2022-23 nominal GDP estimate. Meanwhile, a majority of India's wildlife tourists have reportedly said that they would only visit again if there were tiger sightings to be enjoyed. Clearly, better conservation could help in generating the thousands of jobs India dearly needs.
Over 80,000 tigers were killed in India before a ban on its hunting was imposed. And later, in 1973, the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi launched the Project Tiger to save the national animal. Fast forward to now. The world is staring at digital disruption due to advanced artificial intelligence. OpenAI's ChatGPT has taken the world by a storm. It is clearing competitive exams with flying colors and writing impressive programs and articles. While some say it will create fresh jobs, others are worrying about the threat to their livelihoods. So, will artificial intelligence, chatbots like ChatGPT, take away jobs? Tariq Ahmed's report has the answers. If you are a student, professional, or someone who is interested in new technologies, you might have tried OpenAI's ChatGPT at least once by now. It is an interactive platform that is powered by machine learning and a vast amount of data to deliver incredibly realistic virtual conversations. Its new version, GPT-4, showcases advanced writing and programming skills, but may still have occasional obvious errors. The new paid version offers advanced writing skills ranging from creative to technical writing up to 25,000 words. It can learn the user's writing style and adopt it. GPT-4 can also be fed with images to analyze, classify, and give appropriate captions. For example, you can share images of your refrigerator contents, and GPT-4 can suggest recipes that can be made from these contents. As Application Programming Interface or API, GPT-4 is also available for programmers. This allows them to write codes for programming software and websites. So, let's address the elephant in the room. Are OpenAI's ChatGPT and other forms of generative AI coming to take our jobs?
Definitely, I think it will be a very big tool which will be used by youth, which will be used by industry, which will be used by people. And at the beginning, it will not be actually eating away any jobs, I think to begin with, it will be something which will be used more like an aid to make a quality job or doing a better job, being more efficient and all that. But yes, ultimately, yes, there will be definitely some of the jobs which will go away because of that.
Considering the abilities of GPT-4, what are the jobs it can replace real people with?
So any job that utilize a certain amount of automation, right, can utilize automation in the sense that if, for example, I can name a few, at least areas, for example, accounting, data entry, customer services, content curation, certain basic coding, then designing graphics, designing websites, web designers, right? So a lot of things in these areas using ChatGPT kind of tools, or in general GPT-3, GPT-4, and whatever versions they're coming, can be done. A large chunk of them, at least the preliminary part, can be done. So that means, it doesn't mean that there'll be no jobs in these areas. So what I feel is that less human workforce will be involved, right? Because a lesser workforce, a small workforce can actually handle a lot of tasks because a chunk of it can be automated.
Programming and software engineering jobs are likely to witness a significant impact by the advent of ChatGPT. Kerala-based edtech startup Stalrop's Tape is already using the ability of ChatGPT to hire new programmers and software engineers for the company. Content writing, journalism, customer service, accounting, and legal jobs like paralegals are a few jobs that can see some impact in coming years.
I see that jobs where you require a lot of human communication, management, right? So these are many times not straightforward, because you have to, it is depending on the circumstances, depending on, how people are being engaged, people's emotion, conveying something, certain things among to a team. So those require a lot of, skills like EQ, for example. The one important thing you can think of, emotional, understanding of how people react to certain things and all. So in business and management, I would say that there will be a lot of jobs will be safe, because ChatGPT, at least in the current form, are not able to do, it is not able to do those kind of tasks.
However, GPT-4 is not just about replacing people. It is being seen as an enhancer and catalyst in a lot of professions. It can be leveraged to increase productivity and save the most valuable resource, time. Like the introduction of personal computers, ChatGPT has the potential to create new jobs that require an understanding of its large language model and functioning.
I think a lot of creative work, artistic work, a lot of art-related work, I think that will always be human. Plus, it is not something which you can use purely on auto mode. I think for using it also, you should have intelligence.
The truth remains, ChatGPT may replace humans in some jobs. With the power of AI and machine learning, the organization of the future will require fewer people to complete certain tasks. ChatGPT will be instrumental in speeding up business processes and save more time. It will also alter the existing desk-bound jobs in a way that human abilities like creativity and emotional intelligence will be valued. Even as the Reserve Bank of India's recent policy action was a pause in the rate hike cycle, it has proved to be a pivot for the real estate sector. Business Standard's Puneet Wadhwa spoke to analysts to understand the road ahead for the sector and find out stocks that could be worth investors' money.
Aided by the Reserve Bank of India's surprise pause in the monetary policy tightening last week, the Nifty Realty Index has trimmed its underperformance for the current calendar year. In just 2 trading sessions, the gauge of real estate stocks has moved up 8%. In comparison, the benchmark indices have added just 0.2%. and analysts say there may be more gains in store amid intermittent corrections. According to G. Chokkalingam of Economics Research and Advisory, quality real estate stocks could see another 15% upside over the next 6 months amid intermittent corrections. The pause, even if temporary, in the interest rate cycle should see an increase in home buying. Moreover, institutional investment via real estate investment trusts, private equity funds, etc. could go up going ahead. Data by a recent Colliers India report shows that institutional investments in real estate stood at $1.7 billion during the January-March 2023 quarter. The investments were led by the office sector, which accounted for 55% of the total inflows and was higher by 41% year-on-year. This was followed by the residential sector at 22% share. Add to this, data from real estate consultancy firm Anarok Research reveals that 7 cities, that is Mumbai, Delhi, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Ahmedabad, Bengaluru and Chennai, saw residential sales of nearly 3,64,900 units in calendar year 2022, up 54% year-on-year. Devarshi Vakil of HDFC Securities points out 2 reasons for the steady demand.
We think that the affordability, which is at the all-time high, is still aiding the demand. There seems to be multiple factors of aiding the demand resiliency. First is the accumulated savings and the buyers' great confidence in their jobs and other offers. Demand for larger houses as hybrid work culture makes houses an extension of office, which started during the COVID, and the demand for second homes are also one of the positive for the sector.
From investment standpoint, Vakil backs companies with differentiated offering.
We remain constructive on the players with differentiated product offerings. We like Oberoi as it has good hold on the premium real estate segment and has planned a slew of new launches. Mahindra Life continues to outperform in the industrial and new land bank additions, and new launches will help it garner more pre-sales. DLF is a good play on NCR market and also on the recovery of commercial office space. In southern markets, we like Brigade and Prestige Real Estate, while Phoenix Mill is our top pick on the pure play retail mall space.
Analysts say investors should focus on FY24 pre-sales guidance during the upcoming earnings season. Besides, they should track the demand trajectory for luxury residential homes going ahead, which has been a key driver for demand recently. On Wednesday, retail inflation print for India and the US, along with Q4 earnings report of Tata Consultancy Services, will be on investors' radar.
While ripples in the stock market affect investors, those in the space have the potential to change the course of humanity. Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, or LIGO in short, is an international network of laboratories that detect the ripples in space-time. The world has 4 such labs, and now India too has sanctioned one such ambitious observatory. But what exactly does it observe? And why is it important for India? Tushar Verma decodes it for you.
A laser interferometer gravitational wave observatory, or LIGO, is an observatory for detecting and measuring gravitational waves. When built in India, Ligo India, along with 4 other observatories across the world, will work together to study the universe. While 2 such laboratories are in the US, 1 each is in Japan and Europe. Essentially, these huge observatories detect ripples produced by large celestial objects such as stars and planets. Albert Einstein, the great scientist who devised the general theory of relativity and gave the famous formula E is equal to mc square, postulated that the universe is like a soft fabric. When heavy objects like stars and planets are placed on it, it bends just like a stretched piece of cloth would when a ball is placed on it. This is the foundation of gravitational waves and explains why space objects exert gravitational force towards each other. The first gravitational waves, released because of the collision of the 2 black holes, were observed in 2016 by a US observatory. Next year, in 2017, the LIGO Observatory scientists were awarded the Nobel Prize. The existing LIGO observatories have two 4-kilometer long vacuum chambers placed perpendicular to each other. Highly reflective mirrors are placed at the end of the chambers. Light rays are released in the chambers. The reflection is captured by the lasers in the observatory. In normal circumstances, the light rays return simultaneously at the same time. However, if any gravitational waves are present, a delay is observed in the reflection of light rays in the two chambers. This delay or disturbance confirms the impact of gravitational waves. Now, why light rays and why lasers? The disturbance is so small that high precision lasers are needed to measure it, and a light ray is a wave itself, and it is viable to assess its interaction with gravitational waves. Well, this will be perhaps the biggest scientific observatory that India will build. By partnering with other observatories, India will be at the forefront of scientific research in the gravitational waves once this lab becomes operational. LIGO India is set to be built in Hingoli district of Maharashtra. It is expected to be operational by 2030. The Union government has sanctioned 2,600 crore rupees for the project.
I'm backed by the nation's trusted bank, SBI, the banker to every Indian.
Since the first occurrence, 9 more gravitational wave events have been detected by the 4 observatories. That's all for today. For more news and analysis, please log in to business-standard.com.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.